Right, ladies and gentlemen, can you all hear me? I'd like to welcome you all here to this very special event, and I'd like to give a special welcome to the Lady Mayor and her consort, Councillor Stedman, who has kindly agreed to come along. Also, we have Anne Gorsedd, who is Carmarthenshire's Heritage and Museums Officer, members of Llanelli Community Heritage, relatives, all the people basically who have made this possible. Llanelli Community Heritage especially, without their initiative, Llanelli would be a poorer place. The drive over the last 7 years to document physically and visually some of the most important people, places and events in Llanelli's rich history is to be applauded. And I know from my conversation with the Lady Mayor that she agrees totally with that, fully supports the work. I'd like to thank Steve Jacob, who owns the building, from Manhattan Marketing, who kindly allowed us to place the plaque here. Eleanor's relatives, very welcome here. It's a very special day for you. And especially Eleanor's brother Henry's daughter, Gwyneth, who is here to do the unveiling with her family. I'd also like to mention somebody who can't be here, another relative, Welsh actor Eleanor Daniels, who wanted to be here, son of the very much loved Welsh actor Brynley Jenkins, whose great-grandfather was Eleanor's uncle. I knew Brynley, he was a tutor of mine, and I worked with him in schools radio at the BBC as an actor many years ago, and I know that he was very proud of his connection with Eleanor. Finally, Eleanor herself. Without the talent of people like Eleanor, we wouldn't have the life to celebrate. She was born in Llanelli, the daughter of a hay merchant, and she came to live in Llanelli as a very young child. In 1901, 13-year-old Eleanor was living here with her family when it was number 36, the Fountain Inn. And her father was the publican here at the inn. And it was at that age, age 13, that she began to really shine and show a rare ability for dramatic speaking, exercising her gift at home and at Capel Newydd, where the family were communicants. As young as 16 or 17, she was teaching not a stone's throw from here at the school in Market Street. And at that age she started to achieve success in Eisteddfod at national level, winning the prize for recitation in 1905 at Mountain Ash, again in 1906, and in London in 1909 when the Eisteddfod was held in honour of Lloyd George. I know that she was struck with stage fright that day performing in front of Lloyd George. She won 7 chairs, 7 medals, a silver teapot, a silver cup, a marble clock, and many other prizes. And in 1913 she became involved with a movement towards the National Eisteddfod of Wales, performing Welsh plays in London and joining a company of Welsh players who sailed in New York in 1914 to perform there. She says she became an actress because she didn't know any other way to get out of her what she had bubbling up inside her. She became a well-known performer in musical and comedy theatre on Broadway in America between 1914 and the mid-1930s and appeared in silent movies. When the theatre work ran dry in the 40s, she became a teacher of acting and elocution. We know what skills she had in her youth for this because she attended Sir Herbert Beerbohm's Tree Acting Academy in London, which later became RADA, the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. But when she was at the Academy, a teacher, recognising Eleanor's ability, pleaded with the other students, why can't you get into your voices what Eleanor has? Why don't you have that power, that feeling? Well, Eleanor didn't like this because she thought the teachers being paid to teach them, not her. So she left early. In 1951, at the age of 65, when most of us have either retired or thinking of retiring, in the old days anyway, she got an office job in New York. And she worked in that job till she was 87 years old. And then when they let her go, because of her age probably, and she probably lied about her age, she was cross. She wanted another job, but she didn't take one. She retired in 1973 to an 18th century house in Darien, Connecticut. And the house belonged to a former pupil of the dancer Isadora Duncan. And a group of friends lived there. and they still, in their twilight years, in their 90s, performed little plays, dances for each other in a room called the Temple at the house. And they had an interest in arts, and they had an interest in philosophy. And they all pooled everything they owned in the world to live there, and as each one died, they left everything they had to the others. And when Eleanor died there in '94, there were only 2 of the members left. Sadly, the house is gone. It was accidentally demolished during a development. So I'd never heard of Eleanor before I began my research into Gareth Hughes, Llanelli's first Welsh film star. And when I discovered that Eleanor was still alive at the age of 103, I arranged for her to be interviewed at her home in America. And at one point, when asked about the London Eisteddfod in 1909, she begins to recite the exact Welsh piece that she recited at that Eisteddfod. And she stands up and she just begins to speak, and you can hear the power, even in a frail old lady, you can hear the drama in her voice. It was quite exceptional, and my interest in her life grew from there. It's over 11 years now since I unveiled the bronze plaque to the memory of Gareth Hughes in Park Howard Museum, and last year Gareth's relative Kelvin, behind the camera, unveiled the blue plaque in Princess Street where Gareth once lived. And this year we are honouring another of Llanelli's forgotten. So I'd now like to ask Eleanor's niece, Gwyneth, and her family to say a few words, and then to unveil the plaque, after which John from Llanelli Community Heritage will say some words. Good, I'll hand you over to Gwyneth.
My first recollections of Eleanor were letters coming from America, and David, my brother, looking at the stamps to see if he could swap them in school. And then when Eleanor first came over in 1958, she came through from the Irish door, and the first person that came to my mind was my grandmother, because she was a replica, small, petite, full of love. During one of the visits, we ran a trip on a bus trip to Bath. And on the way down, back home, the bus slowed down. And what did Eleanor do? Had us all exercising in the bus. And stating the A-E-I-O-U to strengthen our facial muscles. As you all know, Eleanor was 107 when she died. But her mother, 2 sisters, and an aunt all lived well into their 90s. So we to left might get a telegram from the Queen. I know her parents, sisters and brother will be very proud today, and apologies from Valerie and David who are unable to make it. So thank you very much for attending. Oh, and sorry to the mayor and the council for attending, and Llanelli Heritage for all the thank you very much.
So if you want to group together to the side of the, as best you can. Yes. But you can't hide. You can't hide, all right? So you've got the tassel behind you. Yeah, okay. Now everybody face front. Don't do anything yet. Everybody look to the camera. Are we ready? Yes? Okay, when you're ready.
Come on then. She wants to go.
Okay. Face front. Face front. Good. Fantastic. All right.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. I'm John Hopkins. I'm the Chairman of Connecticut Community Heritage. I'd like to thank Stephen Lyons for working with us on this project, and also Eleanor's family for sponsoring the blue plaque, and of course the Mayor of the Llanelli Town Council who've given us a lot of support over the years, and it's this very support from individuals from the Llanelli Town Council and funding groups that have allowed us now to put up 9 interpretive panels in Llanelli, and also this is the 45th blue plaque in Llanelli today. I would say we've probably got the largest heritage trail maybe in the whole of Wales, I think. And I'd just like to thank you all for coming today, and it'll be such a pleasure to meet you all, and thanks very much. Thank you.
Good. And do you want to say anything?
I think that I would like to thank Connecticut Community Heritage, and we were involved with the very, very first project. I think it was some seed money.
Yes, you did actually.
And I think it's invaluable. I just think Connecticut has some wonderful people who get together and release these terrific projects, and the fact that the work still carries on. It's quite a long time